Okay, here we are with our video discussion. We are about to embark on the first portion of our video discussion, and action. Oh, hello there.
Oh,
Welcome,
hi.
welcome to my office where I work for a big company.
Hi, I'm Sarah, the instructional designer. How
Nice
are
to-
you?
Good, I'm very good, Sarah. Nice to meet you. So I'm really excited to hire you on to design an instruction for my employees about workplace ethics. Can you tell me a little bit about how you're going to go about this instruction?
Sure. I'm going to use the ADDIE model to design the instruction.
Interesting. What is this ADDIE model? I have heard of this before, but I've never really known what it is. What is the purpose of the ADDIE model? Could you tell me?
Great question. So the ADDIE model serves as a guideline for instructional designers and educators in order to build and design effective training programs. It provides 5 concrete steps that are cyclical in nature, and it's really clear, simple, and effective to use.
Okay, but I'm still a little bit confused. That's a great explanation, but what exactly does ADDIE stand for?
Good question. So ADDIE stands for, the A stands for analysis, the D stands for design, the first D. The second D stands for development. The fourth letter I stands for implementation, and the last letter E stands for evaluation. So what that means is, in the analysis stage, the designer would identify the goals of the instruction, who the audience is, what their characteristics are, and what knowledge they might currently hold in the subject matter. And then we also identified the steps needed in order to complete the tasks. So the D for design is basically the info used from the analysis to identify the goals, what the assessment might look like, and choosing the format to deliver the content and design the activities. The second D, development, here you would create a sample instruction, develop the course material, and conduct a run-through of the course. The I, implementation, pretty straightforward. This includes having the tools and resources ready, arranging the learning space, and training the instructor if it's not myself doing so. The last letter E, evaluation. And here we basically evaluate the learning based on the objectives that we've outlined at the beginning, and this just doesn't happen at the end, it happens throughout.
Okay, wow, thank you. That was a very interesting explanation. However, I still have some concerns. When would I use the ADDIE model?
I think you should use it every time you're designing an education program or tool.
Okay. Well, I'm almost sold, but could you tell me, I'm sure there's some times when you wouldn't use the ADDIE model. What are some of the drawbacks of the ADDIE model?
Good question. I think the biggest drawback would be that the model assumes that you know everything about the learner and the content before implementation. And I think that's why it's important to tweak the content as you go along based on what you learn from the audience as well as from the other stages of the ADDIE model. Any other questions?
No, I think you've really covered all my concerns, Sarah. Thank you so much for coming in, and I really look forward to working with you to design this program for my employees.
You as well. Nice meeting you.
Excellent.
Prompt 2, action. Hi, my name is James, and I'm the Chief Production Manager. Thanks for coming in to run our training program. I've heard about the ADDIE model, but I'm not quite familiar. Can you break it down for me?
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to. The ADDIE model is really the industry standard for delivering instruction in any setting, whether it's high school students all the way up to professionals to astronauts. But really, all the ADDIE model is it stands for analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. And one of the really great things about the ADDIE model, in my opinion, is the way that it is sandwiched with analysis. So you analyze the problem and you do some needs assessment at the very beginning of the process to see where you want to focus your instruction so you're not wasting time on things that your employees already know. The other really strong point is the end at the evaluation, when after you've given the instruction, what you do is you really evaluate. There's two forms of evaluation that you're going to do with your employees. So the first form is a formative assessment. So the formative assessment or evaluation is when you're giving your employees or you give them some feedback, some places to give some feedback all along the way throughout the whole model. So as you're developing, as you're designing, as you're implementing, you're always getting feedback. So that's the formative assessment or formative evaluation. So you know if you're being effective or not, you can always change it up to suit the needs of your employees or your students or whoever they might be. The last one is a summative evaluation. And the summative evaluation at the very end of the instructional unit, you're going to put in some assessments to see if your employees or the people you're training really understand the material. So those are the two assessment pieces which kind of create a circle. If you can think about ADDIE, you can think about it as a circle. So you analyze the problem, then you design based on your analysis, and you develop all the different goals and lessons and things, and then you implement it, and then you evaluate to see if it works. It's really very streamlined and quite nice. Another really strong point about the ADDIE model is the various points of interjection and feedback from you, the client. So we're going to be developing all along the way. We're going to analyze where your learners are. We're going to design some assessments, design the course, design the instructional strategies, all the while coming back to you and making sure that what we're designing meets the needs that you see in your company. So with these two issues is continuous assessment and feedback, and also various areas for you, the client, to plug in and give us your opinion and make sure that we're doing what you see as needed. So that's, in an essence, that's what the ADDIE model is and some of the strengths, and that's why I think that it would really work well for your company.
That's a great explanation. Thank you.
Okay, I look forward to working with you and using the ADDIE model.